Your phone dies. The power goes out. Banks are closed. Cards don't work. Apps don't open. But somewhere in a drawer, there's a small yellow metal coin. And somehow, people still want it. Not because it does anything useful, not because it pays interest, not because a government promises it's worth something. They want it because humans have wanted it for 5,000 years. That's uncomfortable, because everything else in your life is new. Your money system is new. Your bank is new. Even your country is young compared to this metal. So the question isn't, why is gold expensive? The real question is, why did gold survive everything else? And why does it still matter right now? Let's rewind. 5,000 years ago, there were no banks, no dollars, no economists. There were farmers, traders, kings, and thieves. People needed a way to store value, not stories, not promises, something real. Food spoiled, animals died, land could be taken. Then they found gold. It didn't rot, it didn't rust, it didn't disappear. You could bury it for a lifetime, dig it up, same gold. That sounds boring, but boring is powerful. Gold didn't win because it was exciting. Gold won because it refused to change. Civilizations noticed. Egypt, Mesopotamia, India, China. Different languages, different gods, same conclusion. This yellow metal feels permanent. Kings used it for crowns, temples used it for rituals, merchants used it for trade, not because gold was magical, but because everyone else believed, everyone else trusted it. That's important, because money is not about value, it's about belief. Fast forward, empires rise, empires fall. Rome collapses, their coins disappear, their laws vanish. Gold stays. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Gold wasn't just jewelry. It quietly became the measuring stick. How much is this worth? Answer, how much gold? Eventually, people realized carrying gold everywhere was annoying, heavy, easy to steal. So they did something clever. They stored the gold in one place and traded paper that said, this paper equals this much gold. That paper became money. Notice something important. The paper had value only because of the gold behind it. The gold didn't need the paper. That power imbalance matters. For a long time, money was just a receipt for gold. Then governments noticed something tempting. Most people never ask for their gold back. So what if we printed more paper than gold? Just a little. At first, nobody noticed. The system still worked. Then a little became a habit. The habit became policy. Eventually, the paper stopped being a receipt. It became a promise. And promises are cheaper than gold. In 1971, the United States made it official. Dollars were no longer tied to gold. From that moment on, money was no longer limited by metal. It was limited by decisions. That's when everything sped up. Debt exploded. Markets grew. Bubbles formed faster. Gold didn't disappear. It stepped back, quietly, ironically. While the world said gold is old-fashioned, central banks kept buying it. Let that sink in. Governments tell citizens gold doesn't matter. Governments stockpile gold. That's not an accident. Here's the simple math nobody likes to say out loud. Gold is hard to get. Money is easy to create. Gold takes time, energy, labor, risk. Money takes a keyboard. That difference creates tension. When money supply grows faster than real value, prices rise, not always loudly, sometimes slowly, sometimes invisibly. Your savings buy less, your salary feels lighter. You don't panic, you just adapt. Gold doesn't adapt. It doesn't care about growth targets, it doesn't respond to interest rates, it doesn't apologize. That's why gold behaves strangely. When everything feels stable, gold looks useless. When things feel fragile, gold suddenly looks smart. Not because it changes, because confidence does. Now here's the uncomfortable part. Gold doesn't make you rich, it preserves you. It doesn't grow like stocks. It doesn't produce like businesses. It just waits. And waiting is underrated. Over 5,000 years, gold didn't win every decade, but it survived every system. Kings tried to control it. Governments tried to replace it. Economists declared it irrelevant. Still here, still desired, still untouchable by printing presses. Which brings us to now: digital money, instant payments, invisible wealth, the fastest financial system in history, and somehow the oldest asset still has a role. That's not nostalgia, that's pattern recognition. Gold isn't betting on progress, it's betting on human behavior: fear, greed, overconfidence, short memory. Every system believes it's the final system. Every system eventually changes. Gold doesn't need to predict when, it just needs to exist when it happens. So here's the thought to sit with. If gold has outlived every empire, currency, and economic theory so far, what does it know about us that we keep forgetting? And what does it say about our current system that we still keep it close, just in case?